This is a Lactarius species, Lactarius deliciosus, and the variant here is areolatus, which refers to the scaly part of the cap. The reason I've got this cut in half is that in a little while, where I've cut the mushroom is going to turn a really crazy turquoise blue-green, and you can see a little bit of that coloration starting here. So this species of Lactarius stains blue-green, even though it's a lovely orangish kind of salmon color. So deliciosus is supposed to refer to the fact that it's tasty, but I've not found our Rocky Mountain version of this to be particularly good tasting. The European one is reputed to be delicious. That said, a friend of mine, Chef Larry, picked a bunch of these on the West Coast and gave me some, and those were actually really tasty. So maybe a different subspecies, perhaps. They looked fairly similar to this in coloration, including the staining, but were maybe not quite this sturdy. Look at that orange color. Isn't that wild? But one of the common mushrooms that is showing up right now in the Rocky Mountains. And Lactarius species are called that because they'll often exude kind of a milky latex-like substance. This one's a little dry, so I'm not really seeing that so much cutting into it, but the Lactarius part, the lact, refers to milk. But again, this one, people do try to eat it, but it doesn't really taste that great. If you are going to consider eating any wild mushroom, like I always said, it's absolutely imperative that you know 100% the identification of that mushroom. Videos like this are not even remotely sufficient for positive ID of a mushroom that you found. You need to do multiple things to identify it. I'm not going to get into that right now, but it goes well beyond looking at pictures. You need to do things like spore prints and look for staining reactions like this, where it grows, when it grows, all sorts of things before you stick any of these wild things in your mouth.